Hey everyone, welcome to this week's College Playing Tip of the Week. As always, my name is Jack Wang. With me is Nancy Steenson of Steenson College Coaching. Nancy, families finding and students trying to find the right school for their student. It can be stressful, daunting, challenging, of course, right? And there's so many different types of schools from big to small, private to public. Nancy, what I'd like to have you talk about this week is liberal arts schools. Why might liberal arts schools be the right choice for some students?
Jack, I love small liberal arts colleges, and they are the right choice for some students. Um, I find lately a lot of students who come to me are interested in a larger college, a larger university, and sometimes I feel that the small liberal arts colleges are overlooked. The first thing to remember is small liberal arts colleges have small classes, and they're often discussion based. And when I speak with students, they'll say, "Oh, I don't mind big classes." And I'll say, "Oh, that's great. So how big is big?" "Oh, 50, 60, that'd be fine with me." And the funny thing is, at large universities, there are classes with several hundred. So 50 or 60 is small at a large university. So the student needs to understand what we mean when we say small classes versus large classes. Oftentimes, at the small liberal arts college, as I said, the classes are very small. They max out at 30, 40, 50. And as soon as the second year, there could be less than 10 class students in your class. Very discussion based, as opposed to being lectured at. The other thing is that the faculty at liberal arts colleges, the faculty is absolutely 100% committed to undergraduate education. That's what they love. They love teaching, and that's why they do what they do. So they're not distracted with their PhD candidates, and they're not distracted with their research. They love to teach. So you really get that excellent teaching. You also form really great bonds and great relationships with your professors, which is great, right? You can see them during office hours. You're not going to wait in line for an hour only to be turned away because office hours are now over. You'll get to see your professor during office hours. Sometimes professors are, even go above and beyond and want to, have dinner, go out with their students to, outside the classroom. But the most important thing about these great student-faculty relationships is that they yield amazing letters of recommendation for grad school. So when the student wants to go to med school, vet school, dental school, law school, you need really good letters of recommendation. And if you don't know your professors well, you simply don't get as good a letter. So what I find very interesting is that there are many of these liberal arts colleges have amazing medical, dental, vet, and law school admission rates. And we have to ask ourselves, might part of that be because students have been able to talk to their professors, get to know them, and get those great letters of recommendation? So it all kind of makes sense. The liberal arts college is a wonderful, wonderful breeding ground of graduate school applicants. The other thing I'll mention is that for the student who doesn't know what he or she wants to major in, small liberal arts colleges are a great choice. It's really hard to apply to a very large university that has a school of education, school of nursing, a school of computing, school of health sciences, and so on. If they don't know what they want, but they have to apply into one of those schools, it can be hard to move laterally, depending on the college, the university, I should say. It also depends upon the college within the university. For instance, it may be easy to go in as a computer science major and switch to liberal arts, but the reverse can be very difficult. At most liberal arts colleges, you can come in undeclared, you can come in declaring a major, but if you want to switch, you can. Even with some liberal arts colleges, engineering, computer science, business. So if you come in as an anthropology major, but decide you really want to study marketing, you can do that. If you come in as a biology major, but realize that you want to study computer science, you can do that. Not necessarily the case at a large research institution. So different philosophy. Large research institution, they want to know what you want to study and you get tracked in that direction. At liberal arts colleges, you check a major perhaps when you apply, and they look at your application and they say, oh, that's so funny. Jack knows what he wants to major in. And it's funny because they know that most students change their mind, and that's what they're open to. They want you to come in and explore. And if you still stick with anthropology, great. But you can change, and most students do. So these are all the benefits of liberal arts colleges that make it the right choice for many, many students. I think they're somewhat overlooked by some students, and I think it's important to consider the liberal arts college when doing a college search.
Awesome. That's a great point. I love that, Nancy. And I think back to my own experience touring some of these schools. I did hear some of the elements you were talking about, right? Where you're not sort of assigned to a track based on your initial selection of major. Great information as always. Thank you so much, Nancy. And thank you all for watching this week's College Playing Tip of the Week. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.